You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over. Before you know it, we're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
What's up guys? Enjoy na ba kayo ng 2018 LVS Spring Term Playoffs? Ako po si Vulcan, kasama ko si Chisto. We're now coming back from our game number 1 of UST Tigers versus AMA QC Clash Masters. But one thing worth pointing out is that the 6th seed of the group stages defeated the 1st seed of the group stages and also the defending champions. So coming to game 2, Chisto, what are you gonna think? What are you gonna expect here? For
my
UST?
thoughts right now is we were watching UST throughout the group stage. Looked practically unstoppable until DLSU beat them. But against AMA, still they are considered favorites. But the way they lost game 1, it felt as if they had a strategy but didn't really play towards its strengths. And that's ultimately why AMA were able to take away that first game. But of course, this is a best of 5. UST still have chances, opportunities to bounce back, and I'd really like to see them adjust for the second game.
And one interesting trivia we did say in game number 1 is that AMA QC Clash Masters has only lost their games against UST when they subbed in Spells. That was the one key point we did say. They've lost against UST, but
They haven't lost with Spells in their roster, only except against UST. Yeah.
thank you, Dan.
Yes.
Thank you, Chisa. That's what I was going for. So right now, looks like coming from game 1, we saw how Spells was able to use his Cho'Gath. He was actually one of the beefy fronts for AMA to soak up the damage.
Yeah, it feels like Spells got his revenge for the group stage.
For now, but we still
now,
have
for now.
maybe 4 more games to come if we go
Yeah.
all 5 games.
Let's not get too excited just yet because it's still UST. We know what they're capable of. but
tama yan, tama yan.
you know, looking at both these teams, you know what I want to see from both of them? I want to see a marksman. For the love of God, I want to see an AD carry. I mean, we did have Kennen, but does Kennen really count as a marksman? I want to see ADCs, man.
For the love of God. So, for the love of marksmen, let's see if we will see that. So, let's hope that your wish gets granted.
Because
So,
whenever we do pick and ban, you know, there's
You know-
this massive uncertainty of whether or not we're gonna get an ADC or not.
I mean, that's life itself. You don't know what you're gonna get. You think you're gonna get a marksman, but you see a Kennen, yung budget marksman. But looks like for QC Clash Masters, they're really not giving away this Vladimir for some reason. I mean,
Vladimir is super strong in competitive play right now because of the way he can be played. He's such a strong pick. It's such a strong blind pick as well because you can send him top lane, mid lane, even bot lane. So we don't see marksman anymore.
wala na marksman na kasi dahil sa Vladimir pick as per a bit overpowered. In a way, guys, in a way. So, for the love of God, let's see if we're gonna see this marksman. But if we don't see it, let's go to game 3 and then hope then. But for now, looks like we have to fly off from our comfort zone and see Bruiser bot lane.
Are you really gonna quote me on For the Love of God?
For the love of marksmen.
You know,
For the love of Chisto.
I love seeing marksman, man. What can I say? I've been so used to seeing AD carries in the bot lane, but patch 8.12 just really
Screwed it over.
No, that's true. Like shook things up.
Okay.
Like it gave chances for other champions to shine in the bot lane. See the bans right here. UST will be changing it up, not wanting to give the Yasuo away to AMA Clash Masters this time. Let's see what they will be jumping on. Sejuani did work out very well for them during that last game.
It did its job actually. Zoe did his job in order to lock down the Zoe, giving so much pressure. If you saw how the game progressed, you can see 100% KP on the mid and the jungle. So you can see how much time they're taking effort to slow down Serra and shut him down.
Yeah, it did take a while during that game. He was ganking very proactively, but the moment he hit level 6, really, that's when he popped off, really punishing Sarah whenever he did not have cleanse. But since Irelia was not touched during the first bans of this game, she did fall through, and looks like UST will be so happy to pick up this Irelia, one of the strong champions this patch. Also could be played practically anywhere because who knows which champ is going.
But one thing that UST is sure is that they don't want to give Brom and Sejuani to the same side,
Yes.
picking in for themselves.
I think that's a smart move by UST because the Brom and Sejuani, the crowd control was super difficult to surpass during that last game. And that's why they decided to pick up this Brom, deny it from Ken Frost. But, okay. Zoe and Swain locked in the same rotation, Vulcan. This signals that Swain might not be going mid lane. Because Zoe doesn't necessarily go to top lane or AD carry. We did see bot lane Swain yesterday from
Yes,
DLSU.
yes.
Mirmo played this champion. So I'll assume that Relapse will be locking in that Swain for himself. As for UST, gonna jump on a fairly old matchup here as we see Zac against Sejuani in the jungle. It's been quite a few patches, Vulcan, since we've seen a game like this.
But at least you're gonna get something that you're used to instead of the marksman bot lane. You're seeing the classic Zac and Sejuani, the tank initiating junglers being picked in for our second game. So moving on to phase 2, Ornn and Darius will be banned out.
Yeah, and looking at AMA banning out the Ornn, it feels like they know or they're assuming that Cell won't be the player having the Irelia for himself. They feel like Sarah might be the guy playing the Irelia. That's where they're comfortable banning out more top laners here, targeting the champ pool of Cell.
And we're gonna see UST banning out the Alistar, one of the powerful all-in supports we expect because Kai'Sa is... Oh wait, okay. Kai'Sa is actually gonna be banned out here on Clash Master's side. Looks like we won't see a marksman in this game too, Chisto.
I mean, there's only one marksman I could think of that's still viable, that's available in this game. It's Ezreal. And looking at how both teams have picked here so far, I don't think we're gonna see a marksman for this game. Look, I'm a bit disappointed, but at the same time, I'm so excited to see how these teams decide to play these strats. And
Wait a minute, we're seeing a Rise, we're seeing an Irelia. Irelia top side, but wait a minute, I'll hover on the Fiddlesticks.
okay,
Swain and Fiddle in the bot lane, Chisto.
Swain and Fiddlesticks is a good combo. You can fear somebody, immediately pull them back with the Swain passive, so that's one interaction that they can make use of. But okay, Speltz is pretty good player on this Fiora. Still no marksman being locked in.
But we're seeing a carry on Spells, a carry
Yes.
champion on Spells. So that's something worth excited for. But I like the whole AoE damage that AoE has with the Fiddlesticks ultimate and the ultimate coming in from the Swain. So okay, looking at UST though, geez, look at that. Anivia picked up.
That locked in. Okay, so with Anivia locked in here, it looks like Cell will be holding onto that Irelia. But talking about this top lane matchup, Speltz versus Cell. Cell is not that type of player that would peg as a carry player. He's more of that tank for UST, usually playing stuff such as the Scion or the Ornn. So Irelia is definitely a change up in his style here, where Speltz is more known for playing this carry-oriented champion. So I'm very interested to see how that pans out. But look at this bot lane, Vulcan. It's so frigging beautiful. Swain and Fiddlesticks versus Rise and Brom.
So guys, if you have time, why don't you try things out, especially the Swain and Fiddlesticks, quite powerful. Great engage because when you... Oh my god, the passive is just going to work so well, but we'll see it once we load up to Summoner's Rift. This is going to be our game number 2 of the best of 5 series for the semifinals. Clash Masters from AMA QC University versus Teletigers of University of Santo Tomas, playing on the red side.
Oh yeah, but parang awan nyo na guys. Pag susubukan nyo tong Swain tsaka Fiddlesticks, wag naman sana sa solo queue. Bring your friends to do it. Don't do it at the expense of the other people in the game in your solo queue ranked games. But yeah, it looks like we're headed into the Rift for Game 2. It is AMA QC Clash Masters still on the blue side against University of Santo Tomas Teletigers on the red side.
Malamuchis today want to play this out with their trust your friends too, but it's more fun if you play in a normal game and try it out because you can see in this patch 8.12 ang daming possible duo bot lane.
I feel like it's fun if you're doing it with your friends, but if you're doing it with random people,
Mag-report ka nga eh.
yeah, it's one of those things na people will flame it. Uy, pre, bakit hindi ka nag-lock-in ng ADC? Di ka
Uy, pre,
nag-ADC?
bakit saan yung ADC? Yung ganun lang. Oh.
Yeah, it feels like those situations. So I definitely invite you guys to try this new stuff, but do it with your friends. League is more enjoyable if you're playing with people you know.
And League is more enjoyable for me if I'm playing people I don't know because I can go all out in my special talent in playing League.
I wonder what all out or special talent means, Vulcan, because
I gave you 2 words, permanently banned in my first account.
I don't think that's much of... I actually think that's a great achievement, man.
I mean, it takes great talent to be perma-banned.
Yeah, I just need to How do you get perma-mad?
You need great talent.
You need great talent.
But
You need to have a masterful vocabulary.
Oh, yan, Chisto. Look at that. Yung APM, actions per minute mo, grabe yun. Because you're typing so fast that you can reach 200 APM in a load game just by typing. Ganda yan, bro.
It's as if APM matters in a League of Legends game.
It does, because if you can't deal enough damage with your champions, you can deal more damage with verbal abuse.
It's the mental damage.
It's the mental damage with the APM.
Yeah, come to think of it, it's actually not a bad strategy, Vulcan. I totally agree with the fact that you can mentally damage your opponents.
Or yourself. Or your teammates. Makes it more challenging. But that's League of Legends, guys. But now we're seeing it in a setting of a semi-pro league such as LVL. Note that UST coming in for my game 1. Let's hope that they've shaked off the jitters. But looking at this bot lane, it's kind of something we can see more. We can expect more instead of a cannon.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about a more serious note here, and let's discuss this bot lane that we're looking at right now. The reason why we see so many mages in exchange for AD carries, I'd have to hold that thought as mid lane.
Look at Zoe going in for Sarah. He does have the egg, but Sarah will risk his flash away from the first, but it's really saving up that passive.
That's tough for Sarah. Forced to burn his flash. Now he has to play a bit more passive in this mid lane. Gonna have to respect the fact that Joe could come in for a return gank, but let's go ahead. Go back to why we don't see AD carries as often in the bot lane. The way that the marksman items have been changed, some of them are pricier now. Zeal items cost more. Infinity Edge isn't the best first rush item anymore. Changes to Essence Reaver, stuff like that. The fact that mage items are a bit more affordable and that they spike earlier means that you'd prefer to have earlier spiking champions all in for the damage and try not to play for the late game.
And not to mention, Chista, I think it's the fact that the base stats also for them has been really lower. And not to mention, look at that again. Same mistake from game 1. Relapse under the turret right there again. That's going to be an easy pickup for Crescio.
Yeah, during the first game, it was actually Ken Frost getting hit by the tower. But this game, Relapse steps too far forward, trying to get the harass.
Rash and Sarah, blocks off the engage from the Sejuani with the wall. Sarah does survive there. Going for some trade-ups there. Niebe still, look at that. Niebe knew exactly how to dance around that turret. Just no shots onto him.
Yeah, but that was really well played by Sarah. You saw how he cancelled the Q from the Sejuani with the use of the wall of Anivia. That's a great show of timing right there, and reactions as well, because he does kind of know, he can predict that Joe would want to start that gank off by using the Q to close the distance. He knows this, he uses the wall. Great disengage by the Anivia.
But one thing we're seeing similarity for game 1, Chisto, is yung parehas yung playstyle ni Niebe at Zo. Focus onto the mid lane Sarah. You can see the amount of pressure exerted by Clash Masters.
Yeah, and you're talking about the junglers, right? Joe has been super active throughout this game, but where has Sirius been during the previous game, right? He was playing that Nocturne. After his first ultimate, which AMA completely turned around, we didn't really see the Nocturne give or add much more value to UST. But this game, he's playing the Zac. We're still waiting on that, at least level 4, so that he gets a larger range on Elastic Slingshot. And then, Zac's ganks get super scary.
But at least UST Tigers, they're securing some vision on the river side. Taking note of where Zo can be. You can see a control wall in the river, but looks like for Clash Masters, forced to give a first blood towards Tigers, especially in the bot lane.
Yeah, going back to that first blood, that was a bit of misplay by Relapse. He got rooted by the Rise under tower. Just too much damage to deal with, not tanky enough on that swing. It's only 5 minutes into the game.
Now, what I like about this Fiddlesticks pickup against the bot lane, I mean, Braum is forced to be very close to the ADC to Lord. Okay, now I'm missing ADC. But what do we call this? Partner?
I think the technical term would be carry.
Carry, yeah, there we go. Your bot lane carry. But wait a minute. Looks like you're gonna get your gank here, man. Canfrost locked down there. Crescio going in with the stun. Miami going out to Canfrost. Canfrost is taking a lot of damage. Stun locked by the Braum and the Rise. You're not going anywhere. Canfrost gets taken down by Spiegel.
Yeah, great gank there by Sirius, finally putting himself on the board in this game. But I also feel that was a bit of hesitation by Ken Frost. If he flashes away from the Elastic Slingshot knockup, he can escape with his life right there, but he holds onto it for a bit too long. And that's why UST are able to lock him down along with the Braum passive. Spiegel's able to follow up, and they pick up a kill onto... Actually, Crescio picks it up.
A huge lockdown coming in from Tigers. I mean, the stun from the Braum, the root from the Rise. That's pretty good stuff for Tigers to abuse. We're seeing it right now, guys. 0-2 in their kill score.
Yeah, you can really abuse the CC of this bot lane. The Spiegel with the setup, you can just root someone's point and click, very reliable. And then Crescent just follows up with Winter's Bite, and boom, you're stunned after a few auto attacks. You just gotta move, all of that damage comes in. And Fiddlestick's support is super squishy until you get something like an Hourglass. There's really no reason for you to be stepping forward unless you just want to poke with your E, which we're gonna see here. You're gonna cast E.
And that's mostly it.
That's basically Fiddlestick support's laning phase. Yeah, that's what he does. Whenever you want to run at him, he fears you. If you want to run at your minions, he silences you. That's so annoying to deal with.
Here comes the caca from Kenfrost. I think that's what you usually say when you see a Fiddlesticks. But looking at Zo going in for the return jack. They're focusing on to the Braum. Fleeing away. Prison is there for that great lockdown. Treasure flushing away. But Relapse will follow him through, taking him down.
Yeah, AMA get the revenge in the bot lane. Crescio, even though he burned his flash, he can't escape all of that CC that AMA layered onto him. The Braum goes down. AMA put themselves on the board. They pick up their first kill.
And now the root will connect onto the right. Looking at the fear. They're forcing a flash from a Spiegel. That is another great lockdown coming in from AMA.
Yeah, Spiegel did burn his flash right there. Respecting the damage that might come out from the Swain. That is good though, because it invites Joe to go back to this bot lane. Once his ult is up, he can just instantly go back, and both the Spiegel or Crescio won't have their flashes up yet. So it's a very easy gank to pull off. We just have to wait till the Glacial Prison is back up.
So they will wait for an ultimate, but note that, guys, whenever Zo has the Glacial Prison, he always go for the opportunistic ganks we see all throughout the game 1. Now in game 2, you did say something about Sirius. Where is Sirius in this game? Game 1, he was a Nocturne. Not much success with the Paranoia ultimate in. Not much reward. But here, I want to see him do more in game 2.
Yeah, I agree with your point there, Vulcan. You want to see Sirius go back to how he was playing during the group stage, because for this specific series, and actually throughout the playoffs for AMA, I feel like Joe is really one of the members of Clash Masters that really stepped up, and now Sirius just isn't matching the pressure that he's dealing.
And meanwhile, topside Spells having a CS lead over this Aurelia. Looks like Spells will be on this Fiora. I'm pretty much excited to see how Spells will be using this carry top lane, but Sirius is here. Going for the dive, looking at Kenfrost and pulling him back in. As Spiegel will join in the fight there, Sirius picks up the kill. Teleport not that worth, he will just cancel it.
Yeah, I don't think Kenfrost had to be that far pushed up in the lane. You always have to remember that's a Zac coming at you. Even though you are just barely pushed up in that lane, he can very much easily get onto you with the use of his elastic slingshot. And we did mention Sirius has to step up. He has to match the pressure that Joe is dealing in this game, but okay.
Yebe gets caught up by the wall. The stun will connect. Great use by Sarah there, ducking down Yebe. He pumps the barrier, going in for the flash there. Sarah is an egg farm. Can he take him down just in time there? I think not. Yebe is very low, will not continue on.
Oh, the minion was on Sarah's side right there. Blocks the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Now though, UST have begun this Infernal Drake.
Okay, they immediately back off from it because AMA knows what's up.
Yeah, they definitely know what's up. Kind of feels as though that they're still warming up, Vulcan. Feels like they aren't their usual aggressive selves, because during the group stage, the way that UST played was Sirius was constantly going for these aggressive moves, but throughout this series so far, it kind of looks like they've been playing on the back foot.
But we do see Sirius moving around the bot side. I mean, he got for his second gank there, got a kill. But at least we're still seeing Sirius looking at the bot lane, paying attention to it. He can't do much in the top side, letting Cell and Spells duke it out. But the fact that we're seeing heavy emphasis in the bot lane Killer Tigers, they need to be careful because Zo is spotted here. No vision established for Killer Tigers on the river.
Like I mentioned, wala pa ring flash itong bot lane ng UST. If they want to do it, they can definitely dive.
And so does have the flash and the prison. Gusto niyan. A Spiegel. Crescio goes in for the zone there. Okay, he was in range for the engage.
Yeah, bit of hesitation there from Joe. I think they knew that they didn't have flash. I wonder why they didn't decide to go for the all-in right there. But actually off camera, mid lane and top lane were brawling. I want to see how that went down, but looks like Spells was able to pick up a solo kill onto Cell.
That's great because Spells got his first solo kill there. He does have the Phage and the Tiamat. Pero yung kay Irelia, wait a minute. He has the red buff. Can he take the first turret here? But looks like Sirius will stop him. Okay, going in for the defense here. Catches Spells, shocking him down, trying to get away.
Yeah, Sirius just gonna force Spells away from the tower, but we did mention Spells was able to get the solo kill onto Cell. And we talked about this earlier, where Cell isn't the type of top laner who plays carries. He's usually put on these tanks, and his role for the Teletigers is to soak up damage and start fights, not play this high carry potential champions such as the Irelia. So stylistically, since the matchup is in favor of Spells just because of the nature of the players, I think that's what's giving AMA the edge in the top lane.
And you did say that it doesn't quite fit his playstyle, so maybe the fact that UST is trying something here, Irelia is strong, yes, but if you don't put it on an effective player, you're pretty much pinching your chances in game too. So Spells doing a great job there, gets a solo kill, but in the riverside, Sarah gets knocked over the prison. Yeah, but for the snipe, here it comes. Oh, Sarah with a flash. Oh, Sirius goes in for the deny there. Going up to Yebe. Sarah's quite low. He doesn't have passive. Sarah gets the upper hand there, but Sirius takes him down. Looks like so. Walking around and trying to death. Flashing in for that kill. Gets some regen there. Now going on to Sirius. Color crosses up, but in the end, a double kill for the Zap.
Yeah, everyone's fighting in this map. This game is getting very, very messy, but the 2v2 is won by the UST Teletigers. Sirius able to pick up 2 kills. He's trying to show up in this game, but meanwhile, the bot lane, Spiegel actually just gets dunked by 3 members of AMA.
What a dunk coming in from the bot side, getting them that first turret of the game. Meanwhile, at the top, Cell did his best to go for some pressure, but Spells made that decisive teleport play.
Yeah, I don't think Cell had this teleport available. That's why AMA ultimately had the numbers advantage in the bot lane. Cell does not have Sheen though, so I don't think he'll be able to take down this tower. Spells might be able to arrive soon enough to defend.
Trying to get away. Mid-air, Sleepyhead. That's gonna be serious, getting some shots.
I love the interaction, right? Just sleeps in the air. I wonder if that's actually possible.
Sleepy.
Probably not.
If I can sleep out in the air,
Yeah.
you can hang yourself.
No, dude, no.
No, with a hammock.
No.
With a hammock. That's what I
That's
meant.
not the first thing that you think of.
When you're sleeping up in the air?
No, when you say hanger, that's not the... This is a very sensitive topic, Vulcan, which I feel
I meant a hammock, but looks like AMA going in for some aggressive engages here. But looks like we will see the effect of it sooner or later. But at least we know that UST Teletigers took away the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, you see the game hung itself.
Looks like I'm a psychic. Looks like I'm a bit of a psychic myself. So you did ask if you could be up in the mid-air.
Yeah, I guess yung duyan, it's pretty comfortable to sleep there. It's kind of relaxing, especially kung sakto lang na mahangin.
But what's not relaxing here is that for UST, they really committed themselves. They really wanted the Infernal Drake in this game too. But now, QC, great job by Niebed securing the Gulaman. Patay na siya. Wala na si Zac. Shut down. Easy snipe there. Wow.
I like the gulaman yung tawag mo kay Zac. But how do you spell snipe, Vulcan? Just like that. You see right there, perfect landing the bubble onto the Zac. You don't even need Battlestar, just need the bubble.
Looks like for Clash Masters picking up that jungle, but it was pretty worth for UST Tigers. They did take away the Infernal Drake, getting free stats there. But looking at the Zac, 3-1-1. Zac getting majority of the kills. How do you feel about that, Justo?
I feel like he's gonna get tanky, but the rest of his team won't necessarily get enough gold to get the items that they really want. You normally want your gold to be onto the Rise, onto the Anivia, or even the Irelia because they're the real damage dealers in this game. But midlane, we're gonna see a fight.
Look at that Fetcher connecting max range. First thing going in with that Crow Storm relapse, just doing so much damage with the sway. Pop that Ascension, boy. Sarah is low. He has the passive. Relapse pops the station. Still under turret. Look at the wall coming from Sarah. Pinching Zoe under the rage. Now it's gonna force out a flash coming from Ken Frog.
Yeah, initially, I like that AMA were sort of baited into going for the rest of that fight after the initial engage landed onto the Zoe. I think the Glacial Fissure did land. That's why they were forced to step forward. But the turnaround by AMA was really, really good. But the aggressive move by Relapse to step forward there was a bit too much. And that's why that trade went towards that one for one.
Such a close call. Really close call for Clash Masters, but Tele Tigers, the wall was decisive enough to slow them down, granting them some trade-offs, but meanwhile, topside Spells will push it away.
Yeah, Spells has been left unchecked for majority of this game. It kind of looks like UST doesn't have a way yet to deal with this Fiora because Cell can't 1v1 him at this point. It's going to be very difficult. It has to be a massive outplay by the Irelia if he wants to win that duel against Spells. He might need to bring a few more members, probably try and Realm Warp with the Rise, try and threaten Spells on this Fiora. Because it sort of feels like you're playing against a timer where the game just reaches that point na wala na kayong sagot sa Fiora. She's just gonna split push over and over, gonna take down your towers and just force you to make bad decisions.
Not to mention the bad decision that UST made was really risking that Inferno trade. They got it, but in a way, Clash Masters, they have quick response because they have the prison for that powerful engage. But Chisto, looking how the game is progressing, look at that. Double Roa for the side of Tele Tigers, and look at Niebe. He's on a Zoe. Isn't this somehow the same scenario we see in Game 1? Build, tanky, survive the initial burst, but they have relapse on this lane this time. This is kind of different in a way from Game 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of a reversal. UST did have the Zoe, but the tanks that were in the first game aren't present here. It's only the Zac that can really soak up all that damage and then regen it back all up. Cell on that Irelia won't be doing what Spells did on the Cho'Gath during the first game. It's just eat all that poke from the Zoe, so that is one major difference here.
And you did mention something about Cell not really used to playing this type of top lanes, right? Going for tanks mostly.
Maybe he's used to it in scrims, I don't know, but from what we've seen throughout the LVL, normally we'd see him on a Maokai, on an Ornn. That's what we're used to seeing from UST's top laner.
Now we're going to see,
we're gonna see a bubble land.
We're going to see a snipe. It was a bit too short, but that's not going to stop them in. Looks like Sarah will be taking from the Ignite. Kenfront got cancelled by the Zac. Could not blink away. That is sad.
Yikes, dude, that felt a bit awkward. I mean, you're channeling your ult as Fiddlesticks and the Zac starting to jump. You're like, I'm not gonna get away from this. And he just goes down for that kill. You know, I feel like they would have popped Ignivia if the Paddle Star had landed. Kaso bitin eh. Hindi umabot si Niebe.
Mas bitin si Kenfront could not blink away, shift away from the Zac. Sears is there just for the block.
I like the attempt though. There have been a lot of creative ways to escape engages. That is one incredibly creative way, but since he didn't get away, I give it a 3 out of 10.
And we do know that Fiddlesticks does not have much mobility. The Zac. Natulog siya. Niebe exhausts Sarah. Going in for the Let's Bounce. Bringing in the range for Niebe onto Sarah. Niebe still trying to poke down Sarah, but meanwhile, leaving behind Sirius for his teammates to take down.
I don't think Sirius was able to tell how many members of AMA were in the area. Just got baited and thought dalawa lang sila doon. Immediately becomes a 4v2. Sarah's forced to flash away. Now it lets AMA get this Rift Herald.
They will get it uncontested. I don't think the Zac will be there in time. He's pretty much still in the death timer. But UST Tigers make use of this time to push away the mid lane outer turret.
Alright, let's talk about this real quick, Vulcan. The game this way is progressing. It feels like AMA is going to win, right? If AMA goes up 2-0 here, it would go against all of our expectations.
Throw it out the window.
It would be a massive upset if AMA takes down the defending champions here because we're always hyping up UST. We always talk about them as the favorites. Any game they enter in the LVL, you'd always peg UST as a team that will get ahead here, but the way AMA has been playing so far, they've just been giving UST so many problems that they can't answer.
One of those problems, Chisto. I mean, you're looking at Clash Masters going in for... I mean, we still see the same playstyle we saw in Game 1. Looks like UST Tigers, are they likely still in the damage area? I mean, they're trying to survive because they've been good defensive here.
Well, so far, they haven't had an answer for the Swain and the Zoe pushing down this mid lane, and there's also that underlying thing where Spells is unanswered on this Fiora. He's ahead in kills, ahead in gold, ahead in items. Basically, lamang siya sa lahat ng aspect when it comes to the top lane matchup.
And we're seeing Spells, as you said, she's still uncontrolled. 2-0, 1 into CS with the Revenant's Hydra. You can see that top side really offering that pressure. Looks like they will return the favor from game number 1 where we did see Cell with the champ still pushing the top side, right? Looks like Spells will do the same here in game 3.
Yeah, it's definitely the Fiora job to split push. Now though, AMA are gonna pick up a Cloud Drake here, pretty much a free objective. Because I'm looking at the minimap right now. Look at the vision control on the side of UST. How many red wards can you see? But oh, hold that thought.
Control the vision there unless you want to get locked down by AMA just like that. The prison does connect. Uh-oh, mid-air, sleepyhead. That's going to be serious. Like, getting away under the turret. Okay, that's really bad. The Herald has spawned in the bot side, but AMA is not okay. They don't have minion waves in the mid side, but looking at the top side, looks like Espigal is pushing away the top outer turret.
The UST just has no answer for this. Spells is constantly dealing this pressure here. And even in a 2v1 situation, I feel like Spells would still come out on top.
Oh dear.
UST are forced to separate here. They're so scattered across the map.
And Sarah's left to just clear the waves. He's trying his best. Trying his best to just buy some time. Sarah doing a really good job zoning out the members of AMA Clash Masters, but Spells was there with the blast gun, trying to go for the engage. Won't let it happen just yet.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary situation right now for UST. One positive thing though is they do have Ceres and Nivea to clear the waves, try and delay that game, try to get them back on even footing. They have been keeping up in terms of global gold, but it just sort of feels like AMA have had more control throughout this game.
Not to mention, it's going to be Nivea and Rise picking up the wow. Looks like it's gonna be the Arcane Seraph's Embrace here for UST Tigers, fully stacked up now. So maybe this is their time to scale up. Maybe this is their time to deal the damage they want. Time for them to at least fix the problems they had.
Yeah, the Rise and the Nivea are pretty much building the same items. Probably different when it comes to boot choice. But having a fully stacked Rod of Ages and Seraph's Embrace is definitely where they want to be. We just haven't seen UST find that big on fight. We know they have the engage, we know they have the CC, but do they have the fight? Do they have that initiation that gives them something like a Baron, a massive push onto the side of AMA? Because throughout the 23 minutes that this game has progressed, it just feels like AMA have been the ones controlling where UST goes.
I mean, the prison is there for the great engage, not to mention the follow from Relapse and Canfrost. But yeah, I have the same question, Gista, because looking at Sirius, he's trying to go for the engage, but parang kulang eh, si Cell. I feel like this Fiora should be the one to penetrate the front line with the mobility.
You mean the Irelia?
The Irelia.
Yeah.
Cell in the Irelia. So we're not seeing him just yet doing that. We're seeing him just being under the radar and not shining in this game.
He hasn't been able to join any of these fights because, like I mentioned, Spells was unanswered during his laning phase. No ganks went towards the top lane of the map. They just left their top laner isolated against Spells, one of the best players on AMA.
So it looks like they're seeing the effects of that and seeing how the game is progressing. Do you see that?
Look at the ward setup around the Baron.
That's one thing I like about Clash Masters. Di ba kanina may double wards, control wards sila, may stacked up, but now they equally distributed there.
Inayos nila yung issue na mag-double down nung sa game na yun. Now, the Baron is just so lit up for AMA. Look, control ward in every bush.
Light the skies.
Rest in peace. Light the skies. Indeed, but yeah, every time UST has to approach this, they have to face check into a Zoe and the Swain. And then Sejuani. That's so much crowd control flying at your face.
And you don't have the vision.
And you don't have the vision.
That's scary.
Yung babatuhin ka na nga ng crowd control, hindi mo pa nakikita.
And now look at that. Clash Masters still denying more vision there. They don't see Ken Frost. You were spotted just for a tiny bit, but looks like it will be Clash Masters just making UST uncomfortable in their own red side.
Okay, one positive though is walang control ward yung AMA sa Baron Pit mismo. UST have snuck down one ward, so at least they know that AMA isn't doing the Baron.
So they, I mean, that's why UST are still reading the movements, but looking at how Spells still left unchecked. He is still in the bot side, pressuring Cell, and looking at the inhibitor turret there, it is quite low. So he's doing a great job buying a lot of time. And here comes the China for the Crow Star plus the Glacial Prison. What an engage! The lockdown that Clash Masters was looking for, destroying the duo in the bot lane.
Yeah, and that's what great vision control gets you, Vulcan. The fact that they swept out all the wards, they did all the prep, they find the engage. Now, UST, can they find anything to return?
Sears went in for the engage there. Look at Sarah trying to do some damage. He did manage to take down Relapse, but look at Spells zoning at Sarah. Sarah is caught between the Zoe and the Fiora. Flash in from Spells. He does parry away from the damage. Sarah's still alive. He's in egg form. They're going under turret here and going for the wipeout. A double kill gonna happen here, but the Zac does have the passive. It's gonna be that double kill secured by Spells.
Yeah, Cell cannot do anything. He has no more teammates left to help him defend against 3 of AMA. The tower will definitely go down. AMA once again, they find an engage, and oh, Spells, does he want to go 1v3 here?
Oh, he does lunge away from the stun. Spells get Realm in front of 3 members. Vanguard's edge has been placed. Kenfrost is there for the silence to buy some time. Kenfrost does not have flash, does not have mana. He's pretty much dead.
Finally, Cell shows up to a fight. He's able to pick up 2 kills onto his name. Spells overextended a bit. They're not respecting UST enough, but can UST actually make a play for this Baron, or are they just going to go for the vision? I think they're going to try and rush this Baron down. This is UST saying we want this game back on our hands.
But is it a good choice here? Relapse is there for the response. Same with Zoe. Ultimates are both up for Relapse and Zoe. Baron is being contested by UST. They're starting things out, establishing some wards. Xeris is here. 5 members of UST committing towards this Baron. Crescio and Cell are very low. Relapse trying to look for the engager. Crescio is really low. Crescio can die from the Baron. Bye-bye, Crescio. Looks like it'll be a steal not happening for AMA Clash Masters, but Relapse is going in for the cleanup there. It's going to be Clash of Prison denying the Baron recall. Cell is looking for the escape. So is waiting from the wall side. Looks like Cell going over the wall hop. Spells going in for the launch over that wall. Spells looking for the target there, but looks like it's going to be Kenfrost going in for the engage with a throw storm. Gets stopped there. Spells going in for the engage there. Going for the slow onto Sarah. Sarah is the focus here. Okay, Spells take down the Spiegel. Sarah and the Zac. It's going to be in big trouble there. It's going to be Relapse picking up that kill. Serious. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's AMA saying, yes, UST, you can have the Baron, but you are not going to get out alive. Only Cell survives after all of that chaos. Only 1 member left with the Baron buff. AMA now gonna push forward.
This is huge for Clash Masters. Gisto, if they take away this game too, that's a huge upset. But with Spells on their side, this turret won't stand. Next is the inhibitor.
Right now, AMA, they don't want to overextend. They should be pretty happy picking up this inhibitor. The death timer still around 10 seconds now. They're gonna get the inhibitor in the top lane, but man, UST, they weren't able to disengage from that. And I like the aggression from AMA, knowing they can pick up some exit kills, not letting UST get that Baron for free.
And did you see the Vision of the Empire by Relapse to just chunk down Crescio and the Baron to finish it off? At that point, they didn't have Crescio for the defense, no Glacial Fissure for the disengage, and exit kill was easy, as you said, man.
Yeah, and one more thing is, Joe actually sacrificed himself just to keep everyone from recalling. He bought enough time for Spells to complete his teleport.
Yeah, he's really performing in this game, man. I mean,
yeah,
he's really
making
standing up.
all the right decisions. Now, a Cloud Drake wouldn't be something that UST would want to fight for. Oh, here comes the fiddle again!
Here comes the fiddle and the swing going in for the engage. The Prism does connect onto Sarah. They're connecting themselves onto the Nivea, but meanwhile, Spells will be there to clean things up. Looks like the Vanguard Edge will replace Spells. It's going to do with Cell, but that's going to be 2 team members knocked away from the fight. UST Tigers going in for the Realm of Engage. Nieve is forced to flash away.
Yeah, it's another party in the Dragon, but even if you see the massive AoE coming from both Relapse and Kenfrost, UST kite back perfectly the wall from Sarah, separated AMA Clash Masters. UST once again win a fight and they hold on for just a bit longer.
Kill score was 18-17. Gold lead is just 3,000, but it's the fact that Clash Masters has a 6k gold lead. But sayang naman talaga kay Clash Masters. Wait a minute. Spells
2v1?
Go for it. You have Sterox, you have Revenus. Hello, I have Red Buff too. Going in for Crescio. Parries away some damage there. Solari has been popped by Crescio. Spells getting rooted out. He is forced inside the fight there. And that's going to be a cleanup for Spells going under Spiegel. Very low. Bye-bye there. Double kill. Looks like he did see that opportunity.
2v1 easy. That's what Spells saying right now. He's so fed on this VR. 8-1 into 3 items completed. But let's go ahead and look at this Dragon fight right here. You think this is party time for AMA because the 2 bot lane members team up for that AoE, But they eat all of this CC. Sarah just absolutely deletes them. And I like the wall from Sarah to separate the members of AMA. Joe is isolated from the rest of his team. Cell wreaks havoc in the backline. Vanguard's Edge, great use right there. There's no counter by AMA.
And that's gonna be the game for in the Drake pit. But now Clash Masters eyeing themselves preparing themselves to win this game too. But for UST Tigers, hindi pa tapos sila. They're trying their best to buy time. Leander is completed by Sarah. So I think Gisto did mention about the damage done by Sarah and the dual ball eating all of the CC. So that's something how UST won that fight. We're seeing Relapse and Kefron's going all in, right? But they need to be careful. They need to be aware that if they do go in, they're gonna eat all those CC. I mean, Crusher does have the Glacial Fissure to slow them down.
Yeah, Vulcan, one positive thing here for UST. Yes, they have been playing on the back foot for majority of this game, but it seems like they've woken up in a sense. This is the UST team fighting that we know. This is how they won most of their games throughout the group stage, just by well-executed team fights with Sarah carrying them throughout most of them. So I really like that UST sort of have woken up for this game.
We can see a potential reverse sweep too if ever Clash Masters takes away this game too.
Yeah.
This is a best of 5, man. I mean, it's not yet over.
It's not yet over. It's still a long series, but if UST are still able to find a few more fights, such as the last one, and then they can begin to push forward. But the game, the way the game has been progressing so far, AMA still are the ones controlling the tempo as we were able to take down the top lane inhibitor.
Looks like the top is gonna be the target for AMA, but they're going for a clash in the mid lane. Threshold trying to disengage with the figure, forcing out that Solari to deny the damage, but that's not gonna be enough. AMA is doing so much damage, but looking at, that's what Cell should do! Go for the back line! This is it for UST to fight back!
Yeah, this will be a quadra kill. Actually, no, only triple kill goes over the side of Sarah. I wonder how much UST can push from this. It's a 5-0 ace. They play the team fight beautifully. Oh my god, UST. Can they complete this game 2 comeback?
They may just do that because you saw how we were waiting for Cell on this Irelia. 5-2-6. Way to go. Penetrate the front line.
Okay, the fact that they don't have a minion wave means that this will be delayed for quite a bit. But notice that even if they don't have a marksman, AP champions deal more damage to towers now because of the recent changes. So they will be able to take at least the inhibitor turret here. They don't want to overextend because Baron is spawning within the next minute. Now let's go over it. Look at this replay. They survive the all-in by AMA. There's no DPS coming out here, and this is Cell finally showing up in this game. The Irelia finally makes her mark. The Vanguard's Edge used beautifully, dives the backline. Spelt was not able to get all of his vitals off. Moment he's the only member left, UST just focus him down. He's just dead.
That's the fight that Cell need to shine. He just did that, getting that ace for UST. They can now possibly take away this game too, coming back from that bad start. But Clash Masters, now they don't have the pressure in the top side. The inhibitor has respawned. Baron will be live in 12 seconds. How's it going to turn out for Clash Masters here? Because this is going to be Sarah, Espiegel, and Cell skating really well into the late game.
Yeah, and one more thing there, Vulcan, that we haven't pointed out. One of the major weaknesses of AMA's comp is that they can't siege as a 5-man unit. They need to be split pushing with Spells' VR if they want to deal pressure to UST. If they try to siege as a 5-man group, it's very easy for UST to find the fight and delay the siege because they have the wave clear of the Anivia. And since AMA don't have an AD carry, no real people to hit the tower, it's going to be very difficult for them to siege. Now, AMA needs this Baron if they want to push against UST, but this thing will fall down super duper fast.
I mean, Spells was pushing in the bot side, will be called in by the teleport. Baron is now 2k health. Steal. Yes, it! Clash Masters take away the Baron, but can they take away this fight? Oh my god! It's gonna be Clash Masters winning this fight. Sarah is gone. Cell is dead. This is it for QC AMA.
Yeah, it's 40 seconds on the death timers of UST. AMA are gonna push down towards this top lane. You see their members already pushing the wave. They're gonna bring the wave. Spells can just take the inhibitor. Man, what a steal by Joe to carry his team. And like I mentioned, AMA needs this Baron. He comes in with the clutch.
What a steal. I mean, the members of UST got caught by surprise. If they can play this correctly, if they can go all in here, can they end the game? Crescio, 10 seconds left here. Serious 14.
That's it. This game is over.
Or is it? Spiegel, can you stall? 3 seconds left on Crescio. Oh my god. AMA, will they make it to a match point? This is it. What a decisive Baron steal for Clash Masters. A decisive teleport from Spells from the bot side grants them this game too.
That's what happened when you that's what happens when you 50-50 the Baron. Imagine speechless. She got the steal. Joe stepping up. We keep praising him for his playoff performance. And right there, I think that's the best play he's gone so far. Now AMA, 6th seed of the playoffs. They barely made playoffs. 1 game away from eliminating the defending champions.
Wow. Can you believe it, guys?
I never thought we'd reach this point, Vulcan.
We never let's look at the Baron. What happened, Gisto?
If I remember correctly, it was 217 HP. 2019.
Oh. Look at that. Not to mention, UST are inside the pit. Swain and Fiddle.
Such a party, man.
Swain and Fiddle partying right there. And the final pop we're gonna see soon. There it is.
Nice.
Wow, that Baron pit turned out to be their graveyard because not only that they were grouped up there, Fiddlestick and Swain really doing
Actually, looking back at the replay, even if UST were able to secure that Baron, would have they been able to disengage?
I don't think so.
Kind of a tough decision, right? But still, AMA played really well. They were in control of majority of that game. Yes, towards the later stages, around 25 minutes, UST were able to find a few fights that they were able to turn around. They were able to ace AMA a couple of times. But ultimately, in the end, AMA were well and truly in control of that game.
I gotta say, from that game too, it's pretty convincing how, I mean, we talked about, just to talk about Zoe performing in playoffs, but in group stages, he wasn't shining this much. But now, looks like Chisto said, the playoff buffs are now in effect.
I never thought we'd hit that point that we'd say AMA is up 2-0 against UST, and now we're at match point in the semifinals. This is a scenario that we never pegged would happen, but still, AMA are in that situation. But you might see UST still have a few more chances.
3 more games left if they ever do confirm reverse sweep. So let's hear it from AMA Clash Masters for winning this game too. Congratulations. But GG, well played to UST Tigers. Now guys, we will move on to game number 3 after this short break for match point. We've been the Shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan. With me was Chisto. Thank you guys so much for watching the 2018 LVL Spring Term Playoffs. We hope to see you after the short break.
Gage, UST, can they find anything to return?
Sears went in for the engage there. Look at Sarah trying to do some damage. He did manage to take down Relapse, but look at Spells zoning at Sarah. Sarah is caught between the Zoe and the Fiora. Flash in from Spells. He does parry away from the damage. Sarah's still alive. He's in egg form. They're going under turret here and going for the wipeout. A double kill gonna happen here, but the Zack for the engager. Crescio is really low. Crescio can die from the Baron. Bye-bye, Crescio. Looks like it'll be a steal. Not happening for AMA Clash Masters, but Relapse going in for the cleanup there. It's going to be Clash of Prison denying the Baron recall. Cell is looking for the escape. Stone is waiting from the wall side. Looks like Cell going over the wall hop. Spells going in for the launch over that wall. Spells looking for the target there, but looks like it's going to be Ken Frost going in for the engage with a throw stroke. Gets stopped there. Spells going in for the engage there. Going for the slow onto Sarah. Sarah is the focus here. Okay, Spells take down the Spiegel. Sarah and the Zack. It's going to be in big trouble there. It's going to be Relapse picking up that kill. Serious. Bye-bye.
Oh, here comes the Fiddle again.
Here comes the Fiddle and the Sway going in for the engage. The Prince does connect onto Sarah. They're connecting themselves onto the Nivea, but meanwhile Spells will be there to clean things up. Looks like the Vanguard as will play. Spells is going to do with Cell, but that's going to be two team members knocked away from the fight. UST Tigers going in for the realm of engage. Nieve, I know, I have rep up too. Going in for Crescio. Carries away some damage there. Solari has been popped by Crescio. Spells getting rooted out. He is forced inside the fight there, and that's going to be a clean up for Spells going into Spiegel. Very low. Bye-bye there. Double kill. Looks like he's Crescio trying to disengage with the figure, forcing out that Solari to deny the damage, but that's not going to be enough. AMA is getting so much damage, but looking at, oh, that's what Cell should do. Go for the back line. This is it for UST to fight back.
Yeah, this will be a quadra kill.
Actually, no, will be called in by the teleport. Baron is now 2k health. steal. Oh, yes, it! Clash Masters take away the Baron, but can they take away his fight? Oh my god! It's gonna be Clash Masters winning this fight. Sarah is gone. Sarah is dead. This is it for QC AMA.
Yeah, it's 40 seconds
My
on the
god.
penta.
AMA, will they make
That's
it to
it.
a match point? This is it. What a decisive Baron steal from Clash Masters. A decisive teleport from spells from the bot side grants them this game too.